Hello everybody.
Next up we play host to Fulham. Kick off on Sundays at 2 p.m, and there's no official UK TV coverage. This one being played on the Sabbath due to our involvement in the Thursday Night League. Buses replace trains between Witham and Billericay on the Greater Anglia Main Line, and also between Upminster and Percy on C2C, who won't be serving Stratford all day either. Check before you leave and all that sort of stuff. So, Fulham then. It's another one of those clubs that are in the meh zone of the league, where profit and sustainability rules notwithstanding, they're safe from the drop zone, but far enough from the European places for that not to be a concern either. The hot and cold nature of their season can be gleaned from a review of their last 7 results, which saw them win 3, that's 2-1 away at Man United and 3-0 at home to both Brighton and Spurs, a team from North London apparently, draw 1, which was 3-3 at Sheffield United, and lose 3-1 away at Forest, 2-1 away at Wolves, and last week 1-0 at home to Newcastle. All of which has left them in 13th place, 14 points clear of the drop zone, and a fairly hefty 9 points clear of Palace, who are in 14th, though the Glaziers do have a game in hand. They're also 6 places and 9 points behind our good selves. With so few clubs doing any business during the winter window, Daisies had possibly the most restful second half of the season ever. The only business that Fulham did was the loan signing of Armando Broja, whose nickname of the Slough Albanian is one I've just made up. Broja arrived from Chelsea until the end of the season. We were among a number of clubs linked with him in the past, though his stats, which admittedly are slightly distorted by a knee injury during the second half of last season, hardly shout out prolific. He made 19 appearances across all competitions for the pensioners this season, scoring just the twice. Unusually, particularly for this part of the season, they've got pretty much a full squad to choose from with no reported injuries, a slight doubt over Broja apparently having been resolved. This means they're likely to start with top scorer Rodrigo Muniz up front. He's netted 9 in 20 appearances across all competitions this season, 8 of which have come in the league. For those of you who like some sort of local angle, they're likely to field former Hornchurch schoolboy, Campion for those who are familiar with the area, Alex Iwobi. He always seems to be at the heart of things whenever I see them on the box. It could be that he's rubbish the rest of the time, of course. We just don't know. If you're looking for the ex-Hammer in the squad, look no further than Issa Diop, although whether or not he's actually in the squad for this weekend is another matter. He wasn't part of the squad that lost 1-0 to Newcastle last week. He also spent part of the summer on the bad boy step, having been taken into custody by Le Gendarme for death threats made against his partner, allegedly. Never used to happen when he signed for us, of course. Let's move on, shall we, to the wild and wacky world of association football. And it's been a bumper week for the gods of football karma, who seem to be catching up with the liars and hypocrites involved with Sheffield United during the Tevez affair. It wasn't all that long ago that their former chairman, Kevin McCabe, lost a tax case. This has now been followed up by Times journo Henry Winter losing his job. Winter, you will recall, was the star witness who took time out from shoehorning Shakespeare into match reports to state that Tevez was the sole reason we stayed up that season, despite a number of his match reports crediting Rob Green with man of the match. Whilst one is normally loath to rejoice at the prospect of anybody losing a job, I'm sure his redundancy package would have softened the blow somewhat. Just to make you smile a little bit more, Winter's departure comes only a year or so after Hammer Martin Samuel joined the Times. Karma indeed. And if that wasn't enough karma, Sheffield United have been given a 2-point deduction, having defaulted on multiple transfer fees. The deduction will apply to their next season in the Championship, or in other words, next season. That hypocritical fairness in football stuff aged well, didn't it? I've no idea what Collins' ghostwriter Oliver Holt is up to these days, but if I were here I'd be checking my bank balance. And whatever happened to Lignius actor Sean Bean? Please don't answer that, I don't actually care. And so to us. Well, overall I thought we were desperately unlucky to come away with a 2-goal deficit the other night. First goal was a bit of a shinner through a crowd of legs of the sort that had previously been blocked all evening, and the second was just us running out of steam. There were some excellent performances all over the pitch, and some pride can be obtained from the fact that we made what is arguably Europe's best team at the moment look quite ordinary for large spells of the game. Much has been made of the fact that Fabianski made 9 saves over the course of the game, and yes, a few of those were quite superb. However, many of them were of the routine get body behind ball from a comfy long distance effort variety as well. Think on this. How different would the tie have been had Kudos stuck that chance away early on? Or had the referee had the bottle to award a penalty kick when the defender had Antonio's shirt pulled over his head 3 times in as many seconds? Fine, as they say, margins. The annoying thing about the whole shebang was just how close we came to getting a draw with a squad so threadbare. Now, I'm not saying that the likes of Fornals or Benrahma would actually have made a difference, but the fact is they were allowed to go in the window without any sort of replacement. So, with Alvarez suspended and Bowen injured, we were left with a subs bench consisting of Ings, Cornet, a returning from injury Aguirre, Ogbonna, Johnson, and 6 kids, 2 of whom were goalkeepers. Given that we went pretty much with the only first 11 we really could have selected, there weren't an awful lot of options at the end. On to this weekend, and Bowen is likely a non-starter again. Alvarez returns from his Euro ban, but Phillips' run of bad luck continues, he presumably having run over a black cat while uttering the word Macbeth last week before accidentally kicking a teammate in training and tweaking his hamstring in the process. Areola continues to be sidelined, and Mavropanos did not emerge unscathed from the trip to Germany and faces a late fitness test over some unspecified knock. So to the prediction. Well, on any given non-post-European weekend, I'd have plumped for us to win. However, the injuries in the squad, plus the fact that the midweek efforts would have taken its toll on those who were there, makes for an awkward selection issue, with league position being promoted to being our most likely avenue of returning to Thursday night action next term. Bearing all that in mind, I will err on the side of caution, and I will elect to place the £2.50 that was going to go on Winter's leaving present on a draw. Make that 1-1, please, Mr. Winston. Enjoy the game.